start again. It's a rich thing.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Bull Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we continue the process of talking about almost every single player in the Chicago Bulls team. Last video, I talked about Marko Simonovic and what I think the Chicago Bulls should do in terms of his NBA future. Today, we're going to turn into someone that was a starter for a couple of the games for the Chicago Bulls, I would say. We decided to go small ball towards the post-All-Star break, and it ended up working out very well for us. Today, I want to talk about Alex Caruso. I want to talk about whether or not the Carushow will remain in the Chicago Bulls team next season. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show. Turn notifications on and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about Alex Caruso and whether or not you'd like to keep Alex Caruso around for the foreseeable future. Now, I know a lot of people have said a lot of things about Alex Caruso, but at the same time, a lot of people would say, despite playing more games for the Bulls, he's not had a better season than his first season around with this Bulls team. And a lot of people have grown a little bit more frustrated with the inconsistency on the offensive end that he does provide for this Bulls team. So there are questions there for the Chicago Bulls and the Bulls fans. Do you want to keep Alex Caruso around for a little bit while longer? Do you want to keep him on the Chicago Bulls team and allow him to be a player that can make an impact for this team? Well, we currently know with Alex Caruso, there has been trade conversations around him. There are teams that are interested in Alex Caruso as we speak. And that is something that, in my opinion, will determine everything. What are teams willing to give up for Alex Caruso? And I'm sure there will be a video down the line discussing that. I won't be discussing that in this video. But depending on the team, depending on the offer, I do believe Alex Caruso is expendable. I do believe we can see Alex Caruso leave the Chicago Bulls team in this offseason. However, it also depends on the Chicago Bulls and what their current situation is. The way that I see it personally, what I would like to see happen is I don't want to see Alex Caruso as a starter. I think that experiment is good in terms of the fact that, look, it helped us get to a 14-9 record in the post-All-Star, period. He played a big part in that. He's obviously a very good player. No one's disputing that he's a good player. He's a very good defensive player, one of the best in the league. Offensively, when he is playing, he had 2 great play-in tournament games. Let's not forget that. When he's playing offensively as good as he can be, he's a very, very good player to have on your team. But I think as a starter, I've always felt Alex Caruso was best off of the bench. I always feel like Alex Caruso is a guy very similar to what I've been talking about. A player that can start, if you say next season Alex Caruso starting in the Chicago Bulls team, no one's really going to blink an eye. No one's really going to say, oh, is that really happening again? Or at least I don't think people are going to be saying that. They're not going to be saying, oh my god, he's not good enough to start. But for example, if you put someone like Marko, who I mentioned last video, if I said to you, Marko Simonovic's going to start in, as center for the Chicago Bulls next season, everybody will be confused as hell, questioning the Chicago Bulls, wondering what the hell is happening, why are we doing something like that, and that, again, it could potentially lead to our failure, there are conversations there. With Alex Caruso, I feel like he's a bench player that is capable to start. But I don't think he should be starting every single game going forward for the Chicago Bulls. I think his best attribute is a 6-man type role, coming off of the bench and bringing that energy, coming in, getting steals and deflections, and hopefully having his offensive games, take an extra step next season. That's what we really need from him. And he has taken steps every single season, in my opinion. So I would like to keep Alex Caruso around, but I just believe at the end of the day, I don't want to really see him starting. Again, I just don't think a 4-guard system in our starting lineup is going to get us to where we need to go. If the Bulls are serious about competing for a championship, in my opinion, you need to have multiple ways to have your starting lineup set out. You need to have size in your team, and look, if there are opportunities to play small ball, then you play small ball. If you're versing a team that plays small ball, fine. Alex Caruso can start. Maybe you switch it up mid-game, adjustments and whatnot, and you can have that small ball lineup that the Bulls really love to play. But I just feel like when this team versus bigger teams, it will be a problem having that power forward as Alex Caruso, and I do think we need to add size into this team. Now, Patrick Williams might not be the starter going forward, but we just need to have a forward in that team, in my opinion, that can add some extra size and extra length into this team when we need it, when we need to have it. And it's really as simple as that. But it comes down to the Bulls. What's their future going to look like? If they're going to strive to compete, in my opinion, there is no reason to give up Alex Caruso unless the package in return is too good to refuse. I remember talking about Alex Caruso potentially leaving the Chicago Bulls at one stage during the season, and the package that was talked about was 2 first-round picks. In my opinion, if there's any team out there that offers you 2 first-round picks for Alex Caruso, you take that deal. I've said that for a long time, and I stand by that now. I think 2 first-round picks for Alex Caruso is too good to refuse, no matter where the pick is, because you can find 2 good players that will fit the need for the Chicago Bulls. And again, if you actually have improved development, you might be able to develop those guys into what Alex Caruso was for this team, or into their own version of, I guess, what we need. If that's a shooter, if that's a defender, if that's a rim protector, whatever it is, we have ways that we could do that. But again, if we're not going to get much in return for Alex Caruso, and you want to compete, his contract is very valuable to us, in my opinion. And that's why I think a lot of teams want him, because he's on a cheap deal. He's on a deal that many people believe, I guess, is something that he can get paid more in the future, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. He's on a deal that I feel like is very favorable for many teams. That's why people are knocking on the door for Alex Caruso. So again, if you get the right package and the right deal in place, I guess it's okay to see Alex Caruso leave the Chicago Bulls. But if you're seriously thinking about competing, I would like to keep Alex Caruso onto this team. I'd like to keep him and play him on the bench where I think his best attributes are for this team. And then I'd like to see us go and acquire either a starting power forward or just add some size into this team. And then you can have your adjustments. You can make adjustments. You can start Alex Caruso some games. You can start whoever we sign in the next game. You can start Patrick Williams some games. You can do whatever you like. But we need size onto this team. And seeing Alex Caruso play 70-odd games as the starting power forward next season, I just don't like the idea of that. I know it has worked for the Chicago Bulls, and I understand that, and maybe I'm old-fashioned in the sense of that I really believe playing bigger sometimes is the way to go. I know a lot of teams are trying to go as small as possible these days, but I don't believe 4 guards in the team is the right way to go. You can go smaller while playing with forwards, and I think we need to acquire more forwards onto this team, and I think that has to be a big direction for the Bulls. So let's wait and see what ends up happening. But I do believe Alex Caruso's best attributes are off of the bench. Versing bench players on the other team and being a nuisance for them. Sometimes he could be a special needs player in the sense of, hey, look, Stephen Curry's coming to town, Golden State's playing the Chicago Bulls, and we need Alex Caruso on Stephen Curry. That's fine. Play him in those games where we really need his defensive capabilities from the start to the fourth quarter. I don't like to see a constant same lineup of all small ball. I do not like it, and I don't think it's the best direction to go down in the future. But yeah, I'd like to know what you guys think in the comments below. Would you like to keep Alex Caruso around? To sum it up and to give my answer once again, I think if we're trying to compete, you go and keep Alex Caruso unless the deal is too good to refuse. If you're trying to, I guess, tank or go for picks, then Alex Caruso's contract is very expendable. You can get rid of him for a first-round pick. I really believe that. But if you're competing, you should probably keep him, but you should probably put him on the bench. I do not think he should be starting for the Chicago Bulls in the foreseeable future, at least at the power forward spot. If he's our starting point guard, as long as we get the size on this team, fair enough. If you want to play Alex Caruso as starting point guard, I guess that's up to the Bulls. I wouldn't be terribly mad at that, but I don't think he should be a power forward. And that's kind of where I sit at this point in time. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next Chicago Bulls video. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.